Preston Mobile Detail. In this video, I'm going to be going over some of my favorite products I like to use for boats and RVs. This first product I'm going to show you guys is Starbright. It's easy on, easy off, whole bottom cleaner. It comes with a few warning labels. It is some pretty nasty stuff. If you do get it on clear coat, it'll eat it right up. But here, I'll give you guys a good close-up. You can see the warning labels and all that stuff. So it's really good at removing marine deposits, scumline, and rust quickly and easily. It's basically that stuff that's on the bottom portion of the boat. They call it the hull. And there's a lot of basically lime stains and all that stuff that are built up. It kind of turns the color a little bit green. This basically just bleaches it back to the original color that it's supposed to be. Another good product that I like to use as far as washing goes is Ducky Water Spot Removal. I use this on RVs, boats, automobiles, semis, like you name it, I use it on it. It's really easy to use. If I were to compare it to wheel acid, I would say it doesn't work as quick, but for my applications, the way that I use it, it works very well for me. What I do before I even wash it, I just get it on and spritz it on all the windows, make sure there's an even coat. You really can't do that with wheel acid because you kind of gotta wash it, make sure it doesn't drip on the paint because the wheel acid will eat normal gel coat and clear coat. So the Ducky Original Marine and RV Water Spot Removal, very good product. I love this stuff. Definitely stocked up on it. So, and as far as that goes, next product that I'm going to use is Mildew and Stain Remover. If you do a lot of interiors on boats, what I recommend is using this stuff. I spray it on before I spray on any all-purpose cleaner and just let this stuff dwell for a little bit. Take the drill brush to it, kind of break up the material, and then take the extractor to it and get off all that stuff. There's a lot of mold and mildew that grows on boats. This works really good for inside the cubby cabins where there's a lot of moisture that gets trapped in there. I really like to use this stuff. It's really good stuff. Guess on the bottom it basically says removes mildew stains from vinyl seats, cushions, tops, and covers on contact. Very good product. Starbright is the same company that makes this hull cleaner, and I gotta say they got their foot in the door as far as marine and RVs products go. Next thing that I like to use, this is if you're going to do a quick detail, maybe a maintenance detail on an RV. This is a heavy oxidation scrub. Without having to break out the buffers, you can just use your brush, spritz a little bit of this stuff on the brush, and you just scrub it up and down. It says it does take off heavy oxidation. I would not recommend it for that. I mean, it does not work very good for heavy oxidation. Basically, the consistency of this stuff is more like a gel. So it'll fill in any gaps that you have for the most part. Oh, it's not opening. Oh, it's got a safety lid on it. Yeah, I gotta break that puppy off. But for the most part, if you're doing a maintenance wash on something that you already buffed and you want to keep it looking shiny before you put a coat of wax on it, I would definitely use this stuff. Works really good, quick and easy. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the buffing and waxing section of this video. Excuse me, I got a cold. The best buffing product I've ever found for boats and RVs is Meguiar's One Step. This stuff is awesome. I've been using it for years now. There's no product that compares even close to it. This cuts the steps down, so instead of going over it twice to buff it, you just buff it, and then these little particles that buff, they end up breaking down into finer particles, and it kind of creates more of a smoother surface and makes it so it doesn't oxidize as fast either. I've used 3M Super Heavy Cut, and I do that right after I wet sand, and then I put this stuff on it, and this is kind of like my final finishing stage of buffing. I might use a cleaner wax or a normal wax afterwards, but for the most part, this stuff really does a good job. When I'm selling the RV, what I can tell the customer is I can make it look 90% better, or I can make it look 99% better. But to get that last 9%, it's gonna take 3 times as long. So it's gonna cost 3 times as much. What a lot of the people do, they recommend I just do this without even wet sanding, and it makes the RV look a lot better. It is not the best work, I admit that, but there's a lot of customers that don't want to be spending $2,500, $3,000 on an RV detail. So that concludes that. Another good wax that I like to use is pure Carnauba wax. Right after I do the buffing cycle, I use this, or I use Meguiar's cleaner wax. Meguiar's really has their foot in the door as far as marine and RV products, and they really do a good job. You can buy regular automotive wax at the store, and I mean, it looks pretty similar if you do buy the Carnauba wax. This stuff is a little bit thicker, and the reason why it is thicker because it needs to go into the gel coat, and gel coat's way more porous than normal clear coat. But this stuff is awesome. I also like the cleaner wax. I'll go ahead and show you guys the products one more time just so you guys can get the brands and test them out yourself. There's Starbright Mold and Mildew Remover. It's really good for vinyl and carpets. Meguiar's Marine and RV Quick Oxidation Scrub, basically. Ducky, couldn't recommend this stuff anymore. This stuff's awesome. And last but not least, this Starbright Hull Cleaner. I'm going to give you one last warning. If you are cleaning the bottom of the boat and you drip this on the trailer is not normal gel coat, and it will eat a hole through the paint. So what you want to do is put a drop cloth. You want to put a drop cloth underneath the hole or wherever you're working. So if this stuff does drip down, it does drip down on the trailer. Really good stuff, makes quick work. Some people, what they do, this is what one of the detailers that I worked for a few years ago, he recommends putting this before you even buff on the whole boat, and what it will do is it'll take off some of that oxidation, save you a lot of steps when you're buffing. And I mean, I've done it every once in a while, but I don't recommend doing it, because if you get it on the vinyl seats on the inside as you're washing it, even if it's diluted with water, even if a little bit gets on the vinyl seats, it'll eat a hole straight through the plastic. But for the most part, this is my main products I use for marine and RV. I can go more into depth, show you guys some other chemicals I use, my favorite wet sanding papers, favorite buffers, pads, you name it, I'll make a video on it. If you leave me a like, comment, subscribe. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Bye.